Hello, hello, hello. It must be Tuesday because I'm here and there's nobody there. So it must be Tuesday. It's that quiet moment when there's one person in who's left a like. Probably Andrew. Yeah, it is Andrew. Evening to you too. Whew, it's a bit sharp out there tonight. Big coat on, it was. Big coat. It's getting a bit cooler now we're in November. Where did October go? It doesn't seem that long ago we were in the middle of summer. And next month it'll be Christmas. Yeah, Andrew's here. You're always here, mate. Absolutely. Except for when your computer went wrong. Glad you got that one fixed. Oh, and Daniel's in. He says, hello. Hello, Daniel. How are you? Oh, it's a bit hot. A hot beverage. It's a bit warm. Oh, what does anyone want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Anyone's got any hot topics they want to discuss? Or shall we just stare into space? Quincy Jones. Yeah, Quincy Jones is dead, but I'm still here, and that's the important thing. Remember, folks, you can always take solace that I am still here. I know, it gets boring after a while, but you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it all. Do. Daniel says, I'm great. Just voted. How am I? Just warming up. It's a bit fresh out there. Don't you know? A little bit fresh out there. Brr. Blimey, Cyrus is in. That's unusual. I haven't seen him in a while. He's probably been up to no good, I imagine. So what should we talk about? What does anyone want to talk about? I mean, I suppose we could talk about the US election. Or should we not? No, we won't talk politics. Or maybe we will. Who knows? I'm imagining you all voted Trump. Good. Sue says Quincy Jones, the Dude album is great. Not as good as Comfort Eagle by Cake. And it's calling him Dude. Cake have made a comeback. Can you believe that? Yeah, there's a new song. There's a new song out from Cake. Didn't expect that to happen. Andrew says, always loved the soundtrack to The Groovy Baby. Indeed. Let's all love the soundtrack. Yeah, baby. Yeah. But anyway. Cyrus says, I've been managing uploads of a podcast that's mostly been premiering at 3 p.m. Oh, okay. Alright then. Alright, rub my nose in it. Managing a podcast, eh? How comes I've got no one to manage my... I've got to do this all on my own. That's not right. Daniel says, I'm tired of hearing about the politics. I'll just say this. I can't trust a billionaire who can't manage his own business properly. Can you trust anyone? That's the thing. Can you trust anyone? That's the issue. But you've got to remember, Trump is a president of peace. He's gonna sort out Putin. He's gonna sort out Israel. It's gonna be great. So, Trump for the win, because I want to see him bring peace to the world. Whereas Harris, it's just gonna carry on much of the same. So you know. Oh, breaking news! We head over to the Daily Mail website, and first exit polls released to give a hint of where the race between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris stands. Maybe this is it. Maybe we'll stay up all night and cover. Let's have a look. Does it say? First indication, thinking balance across country. What do they tell us? Associated Press exit poll says that 53% of voters were women. Okay, and I reckon women are leaning towards Harris. But yeah, they don't actually give anything away about the result or anything. So it was just a big splash. Big splash. What do the final polls say? I'm just looking. It's too close to call. Look at it. It's too close. Look, it's too close. They've got stats. Look. Oh, it's too close to call. It's too close to call. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But either way, it'll probably. If Trump wins or loses, well, you won't hear any more of Trump, so that's all right. And it's a shame, really. It's a shame because it kind of makes politics fun, doesn't it? You know, I kind of like it. I like the Trumpification of politics. You know, we had our own one with Boris Johnson, and I think you need more comedy in politics because otherwise those clowns are not funny. They're just not funny, are they? They ruin everything, but there's no laughs to be had. At least with Trump and Boris Johnson, there were laughs to be had along the way. But now, it's all serious. It's serious when they ruin everything. And Andrew says, new Genesis album, 6 Eyes Live, but it's a bootleg from the radio. Awful sound, so they say. It's all bootlegs. Everything's bootlegs. Go to Burning Shed where you can buy all your bootlegs. I actually said something to them once about Pink Floyd one they brought out. I said, that's a bootleg. They went, no, it's not. It's an official release. I nearly said, and my left bollock. Because you can tell that the music industry doesn't care anymore because the bootlegs are thriving out there. You can get them on Amazon, you can get them Burning Shed, you can get them everywhere. They even press them on vinyl. Jesus Christ. I'm of an age that I remember going into the record shops and the bootlegs, like the Pink Floyd bootlegs and whatnot. They used to have them on a special shelf and they were expensive. They were like 50 quid and whatnot, which was expensive back in the 80s. Cyrus says, thoughts on third-party election candidates. It's a two-party system in America, isn't it? You don't have a third party. Do you have a third party? The problem with the the whole electoral college system is just, I think I just think the whole way that the votes counted and divvied up is a little bit skewed. Again, we've seen this happen before. When Al Gore got beaten, he was cheated. When Trump got beaten last time, he was cheated. There's always a chance of the loser pointing and saying, I don't think this was counted correctly. And there needs to be a more decisive way of you deciding your elections. I say pistols at dawn. If it's close, pistols at dawn, fastest shot wins. But I don't know how you'd accommodate like three parties. Again, even in the UK, we have many parties, and it's still a two-party system unless it's a hung parliament, i.e. there's a draw, and a third party steps in, like the Liberal Democrats, and helps the Conservatives fuck everything up. It's just a wonderful world. Sue says, are you a Thompson Twins fan? Hold me now, we are detectives. When I was a kid, I thought they were great. Any interest in Into the Gap 40th Anniversary Edition? No. Maybe Thompson Twins' Greatest Hits, but Dan says, facts about third-party candidates. Few make it on the ballots and they never win. Well, they can't because the American system is designed for two-party politics. Renee's in. Watermelon's here. He says, indeed. Oleg says, Nora laughs. He's gone all Cilla Black on us. Thank you, Oleg. Grant Jameson says, Darren, have you ever watched How Good Go West, We, live in concert back in '86. You love, caps log, oops. Go West, I have no issue with Go West. They were a very pleasant pop band. It's the other lot, you know. It's the other lot that are the issue. Go West were a pop band. They had more hits than, you know. The It Bites people. No, I mean, they were a pleasant pop band. I don't have a problem with them. Not necessarily my music, but you know, they had enough hits to warrant them being played on the 80s gold hits radio stations that are running it. Whereas It Bites need to be consigned to the toilet of history. I think we can all agree on that. Pink says, "Hey Darren, can't stay long, but want to say hi." Hi. And Grant says, "Wast OMF." Indeed. Wast OMF. He's getting mixed up with EMF. And that's unbelievable. Renee's in. He said, oh no, he's talking to Andrew, sorry. Grant says, "Dead keyboard FFS." Well, it should always come. You should never bring a dead keyboard to a knife fight. Or whatever it is. I can never remember what the saying is. Pink says, "Weren't the Thompson twins the detectives in Tintin?" Yes, they were. And I hate Tintin. But I like the Thompson twins because there was 3 of them. That caught us out, didn't it? Pink says, I've listened to Call Me by Go West on repeat. Guilty as charged. Well, exactly. A fine, fine pop band. And the dribble of conversation has run dry. Andrew says, "We Close Our Eyes" was good. Exactly. They had a number of hits, didn't they? Like 3 or 4 hits, I believe. So there you go. And the important thing is they're not It Bites. Isn't it? That's the important thing. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. It's very quiet in here. Any more? Any comments? Any topics of conversation that you may wish to express? Oh, meanwhile, Donald Trump has turned. Sorry, not Donald Trump. Boris Johnson has turned on Boris Trump and Donald John. No, that's wrong. Boris Johnson has turned on Trump, apparently. Okay. Meanwhile, Farage makes his final bombshell prediction. Let's see what it says. He says the guy with the most votes will win it. That's a very good prediction. What does he say? He's feeling bullish. He says, "I'm in Florida now. I was in Pennsylvania last night. And I came back this morning, went to a couple of polling stations at 7 o'clock on the outskirts of Scranton. Which is where Joe Biden comes from. I would say this, that in Pennsylvania, an absolute key swing state, 19 electoral college votes, which matter a lot. Trump won it narrowly in 2016, Biden won it in 2020, and it's seen as a pivotal state. One thing that was said to me by people, whether they were in the very middle-class, detached houses of small-town America-type area, was there were a lot more Trump signs on the lawns than there were in 2020 or 2016, which means people are less afraid to show their support for Trump. But again, it's early, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night. Okay, so that's it. A little bit of election coverage there for you. Finger on the pulse. Finger on the pulse. And here we have this is the Daily Express website, which we don't often go to because it's a little bit crazy over there. But look, we have the election results live. 270 electoral college votes need to win. Trump's got none, neither has Harris. It's exciting stuff. It's now biting stuff. Of course, I'll be asleep when all this happens. Daniel says, knocking me back to my 80s childhood. Jameson says, Alan Murphy was a groovy man. Andrew says, Kate Bush has a new album out soon. Really? Okay. Renee asks, who do I think will win? I think it's going to be really tight. You know, I want Trump to win, not because I like him, because I just enjoy the chaos and annoyance it causes. Because I am a chaotic, the same way as I enjoyed Boris Johnson's reign of terror. I think again, politics needs chaotics to stir things up. I think Putin will literally shit himself if Trump gets in, because things are going to get very interesting in Ukraine. He's going to withdraw everything from Ukraine and make them sign a truce. It's going to be great. And then he's going to turn his beady eye to Israel and Palestine. It's going to be great. He's the president of peace, remember. Again, if Harris gets in, I think all you're going to get is another 4 years of political ineffectiveness, because that's what you've seen from Biden, really. I mean, it's, you know, just nothing happens, you know. And it's a similar what we've got over here. Again, with the Tories and Labour, we've all in the Western world hit this kind of political malaise, which isn't healthy, because they've solved all the major problems, and they haven't really solved. And the one problem that they need to solve, they're all looking nervously at, and that is, you know, worldwide migration, because thanks to the internet and people being able to contact, you know, ne'er-do-wells a lot easier, and seeing what the next man has got thanks to their mobile phones. No one can tackle that problem, because it is an impossible problem to tackle without being authoritarian and being quite ugly about it. So, you know, it's a problem. It's a problem. So, you know, for the shits and giggles, Trump, but for more of the same, Harris. That's what you're looking at, you know. Pink says, so I've reached Tomato in my Yes album chronology quest. Drama is up next. I'm enjoying the albums, some more than others, but as you can see why they're so well regarded. Yeah, Tomato is a bit of an odd one. There's some good bits on there, some bits that are a bit questionable, Circus of Heaven. I enjoy the more raucous tracks, but Drama is a complete different sea change. I always describe Drama as their punk album, because, well, it's just a more lean, stripped down band, you know. Yeah, autocorrect's a bloody nightmare, Tom. Grant says, who is Robert Godfrey? He has an album out from the 70s. Ah. Pink says, does she? Pink says, I'm not going to do the Kate Bush joke. Why not? Why not? Shall I do it? We all have a bit of Bush. But, according to statistics, we don't. Which is weird, because, you know, the world's gone mad. Andrew says, I like the ladder. Yeah, ladder's all right. I always remember the was it the producer dying? That was the big news before it came out. You know, it was a big shock. He had a massive heart attack. And yeah, there's bits of the ladder which is quite interesting. If I remember, wasn't the ladder and some of the music in that for the was it the video game? Is it called Homeworld or something? I remember playing that back in the day, and some of Yes's music was featured in that. But then All Eyes were doing it. Bowie was doing it with, was it the Omicron thing, whatever it's called. And he had bits of oh god, various albums on that one. But yeah, a lot of bands were involved with computer games in the late 90s. Which is interesting. Cyrus says the joke about how she has the same last name as George Bush. Miami says, who do you think has the best taste in music, Trump or Harris? Well, it's got to be Trump, isn't it? Have you seen him dance? Again, I like politicians who dance. So you've got Trump, you've got Johnson, yeah, and you've got that other Boris, bopping Boris Yeltsin. Who remembers Boris Yeltsin just jiving all the time? I like my politicos who can dance. If they can dance, it shows you that they can in connection with the people, you know, because they know how to enjoy themselves. So another reason to vote for Trump, because he's quite a mover, and he was at 78. It's not bad going, is it? And Grant says Harris likes Journey. Oh, we'll get rid of her then. Pink says, tomato is a bit weird. I enjoyed going for the one much more. Wish they didn't use so much echo though. The band sounded like they were recording in the cave. I think they were. Weren't they? They were recording in was it VV, wasn't it? That's where the big echo comes from. The organ sound. I mean, going for the one, there's bits on it I like and bits on it I don't like. You know, I didn't like. Oh God, the big bit on the bit on the second side. You know, no. Awaken. That was it. I remember I only got Awaken when I saw him do it live at the Union tour, and all the lights were sparkling around me. What I needed is someone to like shine a flashlight in my face, and I think I would have got it. And it was doing all that little sparkly bit, you know, with like the heart bit, ding 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 ding, and all the lights were sparkling like that. Imagine me sparkling. I'm sparkling, and I went, oh, I get this now, because I thought it was a bit naff. It was a bit naff. It's a bit naff, isn't it, really? But the sparkly lights won it for me. But yeah, I mean, going for the one, I'm not a big fan of. I think there's a bit of padding on that one. I actually enjoyed Tomato a bit more because it's a bit more immediate, you know, and they're kind of ditching all the epics and making, you know, more immediate songs. So yeah, again, I know a lot of people like going for the one. Grant says Trump likes Alan Parsons. Who doesn't? Sorry says I wish that they used knew a Yes logo in the ladder more often. And Miami says, who's the best dancer, Donald Trump or Darren Locke? Oh, Donald Trump every time, because nobody wants to pay me to watch me dance. So I wonder what the Sun is saying about the election. Final countdown. First polls close with Donald Trump and Kamala Harris neck and neck. What if it's a tie? What if it's a draw? Would I have to share it? Pink says, and I did enjoy Relay, excellent. Then I do have a soft side for jazzier prog. Well, Relay is their best album, I think. I like that one. What else have we got? Mirror. Let's see what the Mirror's saying. Grinning to the end. Kamala Harris smiles on election day after one poll predicts a narrow Democrat win, but defiant Trump declares he will be the next president of the United States, or POTUS as they're calling it. POTUS. Exciting, isn't it? Isn't it exciting? But I wonder if the BBC News have got anything. First polls billing closing. When we know when this one closes on Tuesday. It says a winner may not be projected for several hours, days, or even weeks. Several weeks of this. It'll be Christmas. It'll be Christmas before we know. How about the Guardian? Has the Guardian got any details? They'll probably say Trump's dead. First place. Does it say? Doesn't say. Doesn't say anything. Not a lot happening on the Guardian website. So you're getting a nice roundup here. Telegraph, I think a lot of that's behind a paywall, so we're not going to get much from there. Oh, female turnout high. Exit poll shows boost for Kamala Harris because they reckon, like I said, 53% of women turned out. So that could be good. But the only problem with the Democrats is none of them know what a woman is. Ah, dear. It would be funny if it wasn't so sad. How about USA Today? Have we got USA Today? Have they got anything about the election? No, they've got nothing about the election at all. That can't be right. But this is USA Today, right? They have nothing about the election at all. Look at that. Nothing. You'd think it'd be a bigger thing, wouldn't you? How about the LA Times? Have they got anything here? Not a lot. Mind you, this is a headline that covers all bases. Oh. Meet the Mexican immigrant working at a Trump hotel and canvassing for Harris in Las Vegas. I think all bases are covered with that one. Yes, not a lot going on there. Pink says Relay is quirky weird. Yeah, absolutely. Cyrus says the results are only in for Indiana and Kentucky. It will probably be changing a lot when we get to the other states. Oh yeah, of course. There's a lot to go on, and the way they count the electoral college votes. It's, you know, I think you need a better system. Carl says, isn't Trump going to claim he won't run it anyway? And I'm not necessarily insisting, but he's got a fault. Yeah, well, this is the problem. If he loses, it's going to be worse than if he wins. Just let the bloody man win. 4 years of him, and you got rid of him. And we don't have to have the whole, them charging all these supporters, running in and trying to take over. Just let the man win. Just this once. He deserves it. Grant says the recent Steve album is Stillborn. Sorry, awful. I don't know. I've not listened to it. And Pink says, anyway, got to go. Have fun. Take care. You too. Look after yourself. Sorry says Close to the Edge is still my favourite from Yes, but Relay is in my top 5. Should be in your top 2, mate. It should be number 2 after Close to the Edge. Renee says they will recount it after a draw, then all of a sudden there is no draw. And Sue says the popular vote is always close until the US West Coast comes in at 11 PM Eastern. Well, I'll be tucked up in bed by then. So there we go. Well, it's a comedy show, isn't it? Miami says, since you mentioned the Daily Telegraph, did you read Tim Stanley's article about Kemi Badenoch? He referred to her as Mummy. Some Tory boys are odd. Nah, because Telegraph is behind a paywall, so I don't get to read much of it unless it's a free one. So, but anyway, I'm glad that Badenoch, I've gone back to. Oh no, I've got to say Badenoch, not Badenoch. Badenoch, because it's Bad Enoch, isn't it? I think I'm glad she won because it'll give Keir Starmer something to think about. Because she's pretty sharp when it comes to, the dispatch box, and I think she's going to be, making him dance for his money. So that's good. Better than Jenrick. Don't think Jenrick's as sharp. And Miami says, will you be watching any particular election coverage later? So many on YouTube now. No, I will be. I don't know. What will I be doing when this finishes? I'll probably have another drink to set me off, and I'll probably just go to bed. Again, I don't have a horse in this race. I don't. It's like the Labour one. I stayed up for a little bit, and I think it's about 2 o'clock, and then I just got bored with it because it's a bit boring after a while. But no, again, I don't. It bothers me not who wins. I'm not going to cry about it. I think there's more comedic value with Trump. And it's going to be quite boring if Harris wins. And again, I've not really been that impressed with her. From what she's done. I mean, again, I've not been impressed with Biden. Again, a lot of these politicos have zero personality these days. I mean, crikey, even George W. Bush Jr. had personality, even though he was a bit of a, Mr. Malaprop, he used to trip over his tongue a lot, But yeah, politicians ain't what they used to be. There's no, again, Trump's a showman, because of his TV career. So you get a bit of that. But most others, nah, there's no show there. And there's no sense that anyone actually wants to lead, You get that in a lot of politics now. They're like reluctant leaders. It's like, oh, I suppose I'd better do the job. And you get the feeling that no one's really got any political vision. Because again, most of the problems have been solved, and that one big problem, of worldwide migration can't be solved. And yep. Hey. Just throw some more money at it and it'll go away. Any more for any more? Oh, there's no dog. She's not here. Dog is not here, I'm afraid. So she's probably on the bed upstairs. But oops, you can have this little fella instead. There you go. Rene says, sold some of your albums lately? Question mark. And what is your favourite album you made? Have I sold them lately? No. Well, oh God, I can't remember the last time I sold something. I know I sold a couple of. Was it the last Bandcamp day? I can't remember. I know somebody very kindly ordered something. Yeah, I sold 5 discs in October. 4 of them to one fella and 1 of them to another, which was nice. But I've still got some left in the box. It's very hard. It's very hard because I've alienated everyone with my controversial views. What's my favourite? I don't know. It depends on the mood, doesn't it, really? Depends on the mood. Again, none of them are perfect, so I always find irritation. I always find irritation in them. So, I really don't have a favourite. He says, don't have a favourite. Maybe Loops and Scales, because that's where it all started to come together. Maybe that one from 1999, and you can go and listen to it. Ha. And I like that one because everything, like I said, started to be a bit more cohesive. I kind of found my feet. They're on the end of my legs. Cyrus says, I'll be continuing my decision for the vote. Take care. Tara, shine on. Yep. Remember, whoever you vote for, the government always gets in. Sue says, will we get a 50th anniversary edition of With You Here in 2025? Possibly. Now that the catalogue has been sold, I imagine anything is available. I imagine that there'll be box sets. It's a bit like the Queen thing. You're going to get more reissues and more things. But again, it's never the reissues that you want. It's never like a Blu-ray of The Wall or 4K edition of The Wall or whatever else. Or even if they, I don't know if they have the master tapes to all the albums. But even if they went through all the albums and did not Dolby Atmos, surround sound, They did surround sound mixes, didn't you? Know? It'd be good, wouldn't it? Or maybe it wouldn't. I do not know. Carl says, I was hoping for a 50th anniversary of Gentle Giant's Power and the Glory, but I guess that's a long shot. Well, they already did that Blu-ray one, didn't they? I mean, I suppose they could repackage it. But have Gentle Giant done any like specific box sets? I don't think they have. They did that reissue campaign with Wilson, you know, remixing them. But I think it's all kind of come to an end now, isn't it? Sue says, we'll get a new Sealed Barrett album using AI vocals. Oh, God. Don't give them ideas. We should stop. We should all stop now. I thought AI was going to be good for, you know, for reviving like really old music, you know, old gramophone records. But instead, they did the Queen 1 box set, and you just go, why? And the fans, they like it. I don't know why they like it. Some just blindly accept all they're given. And you just go, why? They don't seem to see the potential of what could have happened. Instead, they're happy with what, you know, what they got, you know. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a funny old game. Anymore. Carl says you're right. In a glass house is the only one missing. Lost master tapes. Oh, isn't that a shame? They're out there somewhere. I'm sure someone's got them. This is the thing. You'd think that these people would take care of the equipment, but they never did. They never did. Oh, yeah. Do, 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 do. And Carl adds, I'd be happy with a digital release. It's the only one I don't have here, 5.1. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Andrew says, a quiet bonfire night here. Yeah, we've had a few. A lot of it happened over the weekend. I think people tend to do it on Saturdays and Sundays. But yeah, very, very quiet. Very, very quiet. Sue said, any update on the Genesis land box? Nope. I think it's coming next year. That was the last. That's what my old mucker said. They're trying to get more elements into it, more artwork and pictures, getting clearance for that. I think. Again, the thing about Genesis is they don't have to take a long time to do anything, so things are always delayed. So yeah, it'll arrive when it will arrive. Late. Have you seen the Arturia Synth XV? Have I seen it? Have I seen it? Me? Little old me, have I seen it? That's a very good question. Let's have a look. Have I seen it? Have I seen it? Bum, 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 bum. Seen it? Seen it, Renee? I bloody reviewed it. Sue said, did Tony Banks actually confirm? I saw a video with a clickbait title. He didn't actually say anything about it. Not Tony, but I don't talk to Tony Banks. Wait, my God, I'm going to sneeze. Wait a minute. No, I don't get my info from Tony Banks. So yeah. So I don't know. I can only tell you what I've heard, and it's coming next year. Oh, we have an update. We have an update on the. This is hot news. Exit poll blow for Kamala Harris. 72% of voters say they are angry with the state of the nation, and the majority of Americans trust Trump with the economy over the vice president. Oh. There we go. It's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night. Don't worry, I'm not staying up. I'm not going to do that. What does that button do? Engage with your audience. Oh, I can actually start polls and Q&As. Start a Q&A. Does that work? Darren Knox Q&A. I won't do that. I don't know what that means. Sorry, I've noticed some new buttons at the bottom here with the start a poll. Let your viewers weigh in. Okay. Thankfully, no one's watching. I only got 14 viewers. I really don't know why we bother with this. I really don't. Oh dear. But hey, look, I do reviews of software, no one sees, so on my other channel, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You gotta like and subscribe. Leave a comment. It's very hard. It's very hard on the old YouTube these days. Thankfully, I'm done worrying about it. Just do what I do. Do what I gotta do. Do 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 do. Any more for any more. No? Okay. Okay then. I hear you loud and clear. Where it says reviewed the Synth VXV, then I missed the video. Yes, you did. Don't worry, it's there for you. You can watch it. I've included the link. You can go watch it afterwards. Now, I did do a little kind of look at it, you know, because I'm always, again, I'm a bit of a sucker for the Arturia stuff. You know that. That's why you asked. But I'm a bit of a sucker for it. So, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was interesting. It's an interesting thing. Should we fire it up now? Let's fire it up now because no one else is talking, so we can do synth talk. Synth talk. Let's turn keyboard on and let's see. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? I need to turn on that, and then I need to do that, and then I need to add an instance of the thing here. Is Arturia. Oops, that's the wrong one. Whereas I need instrument. Yes, it. Arturia. No, that's the. Where is it? I need it. That. Instrument. I hear instruments. Arturia. That's it. I was in the wrong area. Oops, Synth X. There we go. Zunk. How do we make it bigger? No, you're not gonna. That's it. That's it. Hey, it's something to do it. My keyboard doesn't seem to be working. What is going on? Oh, that's because I've not got it on the software instrument. Oh, can you hear that at the back? Maybe when it's small afterwards, can it fit it in the screen? Sounds very nice. Are you getting out of the back? Though the piano noises are a bit pony. The pads are really nice. Oh, hit a bum note there. So I quite like the pad noises. It's alright, isn't it? Great fun for all the family. Tech sparkle. But yeah, what a lead sounds like. Dino lead. Wow. Like I said, I'm more a fan of the pads, you know. Paths of Time. Boring you witless out there. Yeah, that's enough of that. I'll get back to turn that off. Yoink. That's enough of that. What a little musical. That's a was it Synth XV? And it's an analogy type software synth for all your favourite DAWs. I'm using it in Logic Pro there. It's very, very good. And she says, sounds real nice. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Sounds like a sci-fi soundtrack. It does. Renee says the plugin is €199. Is it? I didn't pay that much for it. I got it when it was on offer. I got it for about 40 quid. So, because, you know, I've got the Arturia, whatever it is, synth collection, because I always upgrade it. It usually costs me a little bit to upgrade it every so many months, and, you know, it doesn't cost me a lot to buy the plugins that come along. So, you know, they give some really good discounts if you're in, if you know what I mean. So it didn't cost me that much. Is it that much? Blimey, it's expensive, isn't it? How many program sounds are there? Oh God, there's loads of them. There's hundreds of the bloody things. Hundreds of them. Oh, does it say how many there are? No, it doesn't. But you can count along. If I make it go big, then you can count. No, why won't you let me make it go bigger? That's interesting. Right, let's have a look. Are you ready? You better start counting. Right, so I selected all, and are you counting? Look, there's hundreds of bloody things. Look, loads of them, loads. Loads. So there's at least 20 there. There's at least 20 to keep you going. But you make your own. That's the beauty of it. Alex said, went a bit Vangelis there for a minute. Indeed, it did, didn't it? Alex says, just when I thought how nice the late 80s and 91 Queen CD sound, and it couldn't get any worse than Bob Ludwig's bungled 2011 remasters, they've come up with Queen 1. I can't believe Brian May loves the sound. Of course he loves the sound, because he's told to love the sound. They sold the catalogue. And it probably has a clause in the catalogue, you know, when they sold it, that him and Taylor have to promote any further products. There's probably a clause in there that they're going to act as agents for the owners of the new material, you know. Again, you know, the 2011 ones, I had them, I listened to them. Again, I don't think they did. Were they any good? I think Bob Ludwig's all right, I suppose. He's okay. He's a steady pair of hands. I wasn't offended by them, you know. I know some people didn't like them, again, because it's all a bit, you know, it's all a bit subjective, isn't it? I got the ones which had the like the second CD of extra stuff, so I liked it on that respect. But I've heard so many different versions, like different masters and, you know, of these, because there's been numerous, and I don't know. I don't know. Do I have a favourite? I don't know. Again, because they don't offend me. You know, it's not like the Queen 1 thing that offends me. I think each one, you know, modernises. And I thought parts of those 2011s, you know, were all right. You know, again, the later albums they don't need it. You know, anything after, you know, well, the works, even the works, you know, anything the works and after don't really need rejiggering with, because they were kind of mastered already for CD, so they didn't really need it. But yeah, the Queen 1 thing is just one of the most bizarre remixes I've ever heard. I find it offensive, you know. I don't understand. If they said that's what they were aiming for, then they were aiming for a very sterile 21st century sounding album, which is amazing because it was like 1973, so how did they know what the future would sound like? And you go from a very kind of warm, rounded, scrappy little album, and I think it's nice. I think that scrappiness and that homeliness makes the record. You know, it's before that they've, you know, developed into studio animals. It's again, I like it. It's an intimate record, and this new thing, they just kind of scooped the middle out of it and made it quite hollow and brittle. And you know, the drums are just, let's mix the drums louder and make them sound slappy instead of making them tight and punchy. Again, I did a little thing with them, you know, using the stem splitter in Logic Pro, and you know, I thought my mixes sounded better, but you know, I would, because I mixed them. You know, it's trying to preserve what's gone before, but they didn't want to do that. They wanted to complete. Why don't they just fucking re-record it and be done with it? Why don't they just go in there and re-record it and, you know, keep the original vocals, or use AI fucking Freddie Mercury and just redo the whole thing? I'm sure there's a John Deacon plug-in that they've got, you know. And you know, I think this is the future now. They're going to just pull things apart, you know. And if the fans like it, great. But you know, it kind of destroys the spirit of the record. You know, I wouldn't have minded if they'd have gone in and cleaned it up and kept it, you know, because there are some recording bits in there. There's some tape hiss and squeaks and pops, you know, that needed to be removed. You know, that could have been removed, sorry. And they could have gone in and done that, but they chose not to. They chose to recreate the record in their own image. I don't know. It's enough to put you off of music and musicians, you know, because sometimes their choices are very misguided. There you go. Alex says, do you think we'll be getting an Omadorn demo for RSD next year? I don't know. I don't think, is there an Omadorn demo? I don't know, because the others have existed. Let me just consult. Let me consult my Omadorn one. This doesn't have a. Does this have a demo on it? Just to. Ah, yes. There is a demo. I don't know if you can see. It's there. Again, I forget what I've got. There it is. So yeah, theoretically, there is a chance that could be a thing. You know, there is a chance. You know, there's always a chance. So yeah, maybe, possibly. You know. Maybe, possibly, maybe. Well, that quieted everything down, didn't it? No, just checking. When I says, you said you don't like the pads when you do a demo in the Artura synth. I mean, on your keyboard, Darren. Was it the pads? I can't remember. I say a lot of things. Did I say I didn't like the pads? Maybe I didn't like them. There was something I didn't like. I don't know. Maybe it's the leads I don't like. Maybe I changed my mind. This is the mood takes me. I made that video a while back. You can't expect me to remember everything, do you? I tinker. Again, the things with these things is I have so much choice. You know, I'll find a like a sound, and I'll favourite it, and I won't use the rest. It'll just be one thing that I use because I've got so many plugins. It's obscene. It really is obscene, I tell you. You know. But I don't know. You can't trust me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't trust anything I say. Very quiet, isn't it? It's very quiet out there tonight. Very quiet. Oh, how many people in? I bet we lost them. 12. Well, it's gone midnight. I've done an hour and 5 minutes. Everyone's gone to sleep. I think I've lulled you into a lovely sleepy bobos, and so I think maybe we'll just call it a night, seeing as everybody's tuned in and watching whether or not Donald Trump has won the US election. That's probably it, isn't it? Yeah, that's probably it. So anyway, you guys have a lovely, lovely sleep, and I'll see you again soon. How's that, yeah? Okay, remember, if you can't be good, be safe, but more importantly, don't tell your mother. Night, night.